Hi, this is Dina with Pretty Productive. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, thank you so much for joining me. Please consider subscribing and coming along with my financial journey. So today what I'm going to be doing is a September week 4 check-in. Now, normally this would be the wrap up for the month plus my prep for the next month. But because of the way the paydays are falling in the month of September, we don't get paid again until the 30th. So I did include this week with this budget, and then on probably Friday I will do cash stuffing for the month of October. So just to kind of lay that out of how I'm gonna run this month. So let's take a look at my transactions first. Unfortunately, I did not add any no spend days. I have been spending money like I have it, I guess. I don't know. So on fixed expenses, I only had 2 that came out this week. And that was my gas bill, which was $21. And my insurance, which is car insurance, for $303. And they both came out on the 21st. And then the only thing I have left that will come out on the 28th will be my internet, and my life insurance comes out on the 30th usually. So those will be in next week's check-in. For groceries, I had 2 transactions. Safeway for $35 and Sam's Club for $64. Now, if you saw my last check-in video, you noticed that I had $60 extra, couldn't figure out where it came from in groceries. Well, I figured it out. So when we were at Sam's Club, my daughter was with us, and we scan on the app and then we just check out on the app. And so I had taken the cash out to give to my husband, but actually the whole thing went on my daughter's card, and I don't even know how that happened. I guess she's been using our account, and as long as you have it on the app, you don't really even have to show a card like you do at Costco. So she called me, she's like, "Mom, everything came out of my account." I'm like, "Oop, my bad." So we did give her the money for everything that we had spent. So that is why. I was planning to give it to my husband, but it actually went to my daughter. So that mystery is solved. So this was on the 19th and Sam's Club on the 23rd. Okay, so eating out, this is where it's bad. So on the 21st, we picked up Texas Roadhouse, and I did it online, so it came out of my checking account. So I took that cash out of my envelope and put it into an envelope for next time's cash stuffing. So instead of putting it back into the bank, I just put it into my new cash stuffing envelope, and then that's when I use the money. That way I'm not putting it in, taking it out. Went to Sonic for $10 and Starbucks for $5. So Texas Roadhouse was on the 21st. Sonic was on the 23rd. And Starbucks was yesterday, 24th. Okay. Giving, okay, so this is where I did something I'm never supposed to do. Is I had 2 $100 bills for giving for this week and next week. And I was a little confused because the first week of the month when I went to church, it actually was money left over from August, because that was still part of August. So I went ahead and took $500 out, thinking there was going to be 5 weekends in the month of September, since I was looking at a 5-week month, but really one of the days was from my August budget. So anyways, at the end of the day though, so I had $200 bills left in giving. So for this week and then next week, what I did was okay, let me go back. Let me try to figure this out. So I actually had $200. So I had the $100 for this week, which I actually went to church on Sunday. So let's put that in. And then I had $200 bills that was for this week and next week. So what I did was when the flooring guys were here, they were wrapping up on the 19th, I tipped them $200. So I just took the cash from that and then moved money from the flooring account into my checking account, and I'll just tithe online for the next 2 weeks. So it made sense in the moment because I didn't want to go to the bank, get cash, and then turn around and, you know, I didn't know when they were leaving, things like that. So that's what I did. Confused my budget, and I hate doing that. I really like to keep my envelopes and my categories pure, but in the moment it made sense to me. So for this week and probably next week, I'm probably gonna go online. So anyways, I will tithe online just to make my life easier. Okay, allowance. So I started with, well, we'll do the transactions and then we'll make it balance. So eating out is done, giving is done, unbudgeted. So even though this is budgeted, I didn't have a color for allowance because I normally don't track it this way, but because I've been spending more than I should, I am tracking it this way. And this is $8, not $800 at CVS. And then Tuesday morning, which is one of my favorite stores, was $19. I actually had to wipe these out because for some reason I wrote down 28 and I'm like, that just seemed weird. I don't think I spent that much, and I didn't. It was 19. So 19 at Tuesday morning, and then CVS on the 22nd was 8. So those are done. I am really liking tracking the transactions though. Household, I only had the 2 different transactions which are here, and then I'm going to talk about the rest of what's in that account. Entertainment, I haven't spent. Personal care, but I will spend part of this tomorrow. And then gifts, sinking fund. So this is where, over here, I have pretty much depleted this account. So I'm going to take that off. So I had already accounted for this one, and that one. So on the 18th, I spent $260 on gift cards at Fry's. And that was for my husband, Mike, my niece's little girl, my nephew, and my niece's little boy. So getting their like piece of their gifts plus gift cards, I spent $260. And then I took my husband, his birthday was actually yesterday, but he's out of town. So we took him to dinner on the 22nd and I spent $66. So I currently have $35 left in my sinking fund of my original amount of $627. So what's gonna happen tomorrow, I'm taking my daughters to have a pedicure for my younger daughter's birthday. I have $115 in that cash envelope. I'm gonna pull out this last $35 added to that because they're both gonna have gel pedicures, which are about $65. And then with tip, it'll be more like $75. So I do need at least $150 in this account. And I only have $115 right now. So with the $135, that takes me right at $150. So that will clear the $627 that I started with. So I will not be adding anything to my gift fund. So I'm glad I had it there, so I wasn't pulling that out of my budget, but it always makes me sad when I don't get to add anything to the budget. Okay. Then And I don't put them on here because it's just too. Craft Supply should be very proud of me. I have not bought anything else. Random Act of Kindness, finally got to use a little bit of this money. I did donate $5 when I was at the grocery store to the California wildfires. I'm not sure how the money gets there, but I'm happy to donate that way. And then my fixed expenses, I've already added. So on my Capital One account, which is my flooring account, I did add the $200 tip that I use. So, you know, because I took that money out of the flooring account. Variable income pretty much stayed the same. I haven't been doing much. I did have another sale this week for $25, so I now have $400 in the account. So I'm gonna pull that out and put it into my checking account, because you're gonna see on the next page why I need that money now. So I'm really happy with working with Mercari and doing that. I've just been really busy with trying to pull the house back together, that I haven't done any new postings or any promotion. So it, you know, it needs a little bit of attention to really start moving again. So as soon as I get done with everything, I can do that. Home reno. So I had $1,051 in this account, which I had put aside as a sinking fund. I am currently, after all of my transactions last week and this week, I have $1,016 left. So here's where I spent the money. I have been binge watching house cleaning and house organization YouTube videos, which is very dangerous because cleaning has really never been my forte. I've not always had somebody to help clean, but like when I was working full-time, my husband was working full-time, and the kids were young, they had their chores, but I always hired somebody every other week to come in and do that deep cleaning, you know, the blinds and things like that, because I just literally couldn't keep up with it. So I haven't had anyone help since it's just been my husband and I, because, you know, really we're not that messy, you know. But I did hire somebody who needed some extra money, and it was great because she's coming every other week, and, you know, helping with that deep cleaning as well. But in the meantime, I've been watching all these videos, and one of the things I've noticed that both my husband and I have had really bad allergies, and I know part of it is just the flooring and all that dust that it kicks up and removing tiles, so I know that's a lot of it. But I also have noticed that we use a lot of chemicals in our cleaning, particularly now that we are washing walls and doing all that. So I did order Just Add Water, and it's a kind of a natural cleaning line that you fill the container up with water, and then you put the cartridge in, and they're different kind of natural cleaner. So for the kitchen, for the bathroom, I did order an antibacterial one that is not as natural as I think it, you know, I would have liked, but I couldn't find anything that was antibacterial that was, you know, kind of chemical free. With our new flooring, we can no longer use our steamer, which is what we've always used. So I had to find another resource way to clean the floors. I did spend $51 at Amazon for like containers and organizers. $118 at Home Depot for paint. Cannot believe how expensive paint is, like really. And we're having to repaint all of our baseboards, which is fine, except for I know I bought one can plus some painting supplies, and I'm probably gonna have to go back and get more. TJ Maxx for $13, Target $434. I have not done a Target run in years. In fact, it reminded me of when my kids moved out or went to college, and I took them to Target and we got like bedding and stuff for their room and, you know, cookware, things like that. That's exactly what I felt like. In fact, it was so bad that when I used my Capital One card, I got a fraud alert, and I had to hit yes before the transaction go through. So very, you know, atypical of my spending habits, so that even the fraud department was like, this seems kind of strange. Walmart for $100, Amazon for $14, so $1,016 is what I spent so far. Now I do have some things I need to return because I got a couple different rugs and I kind of just needed to get a second opinion on them, so I'm going to return those today, and that'll be another $50 back into my account. But I am going to IKEA today. So I am going to be over. I'm just going to put it out there. but I'm not having the house clean for the balance of the month. So I do have $120 in my household fund that I'm gonna throw into the house reno fund. And then my husband is so excited that I decided I like cleaning. It's kind of like when I decided I like to cook, that he said, don't worry about the money, just get it done. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna hold you to that. So that is what's happening with my home reno sinking fund. It will be wiped out this month. I think I will add to it next month. I'm definitely not gonna need as much, but we still need little things like rugs and stuff like that. And I'm sure more paint, because that seems to be my lot in life. So those are my transactions. So let's take a look at the envelopes and how we did. I say we, like I know you guys are here with me and I appreciate that. So, okay, so for groceries, I don't know why I put this away. I had two transactions, 35 and 64. So I started with 204 minus 35 minus 64. Under my tab for groceries, I have $5. And in my envelope for this week, I have $100. So that makes sense. Okay, so I'm gonna put the 105 underneath my tab for this week. And my envelope is now empty, other than a ton of receipts. So 105. Now because this is set up for 4 weeks, I'm putting my totals over here. So groceries, starting the week at 105. Eating out. Yeah, this is not good. So for eating out, let me put my transactions in first. I started the week at 107. I used 36, 10, and 5, so 51. Let's say, yeah, 107 minus 51. So 56 is what I have left. So I have $6 under my tab, and in my envelope I should have 50. And I do. Okay, so that's gonna go under my tab. And that means I now have $56 to last me this week. Okay, allowance. And I don't know if it's because I'm tracking allowance this time, and I normally don't track my transactions for allowance. I just, you know, it's like my one category I don't. I haven't been spending as much, and I actually lowered the amount that I gave myself this month because I felt like I was just spending out of control. So I don't know. I think maybe the accountability of tracking the transaction is making me slow down a little bit. So I don't know. Maybe that's what I needed. So for allowance, I had two transactions, $8 and $19. So 87 minus 8 minus 19, I should have 60. So I have 20 under my tab. And I have 40 in my envelope, so that is correct. Okay. And then giving, I didn't spend, or I'm sorry, household, I didn't spend anything, so I should have 120. And this is gonna go to IKEA with me today, 20, 40, 60, 80, 120. Let's see, my household tab. I'm gonna put that in my wallet. And she told me she couldn't clean this week. There was a moment I was like, oh man, but then I'm like, I'm cleaning so much right now, it really would have been redundant. So I'm glad to have the money to use towards Target. Personal care, I didn't spend anything. I am gonna spend money tomorrow because I am having a pedicure when my daughters will. And so part of this will go towards that. So I have 20, 40, 60, 85, 95, 100. So that's still there. I am gonna go ahead. Oh, Amazon's here. He's been here every day this week. I'm gonna put personal care underneath that tab. And then entertainment, I haven't spent anything, so I'm gonna pull that down. Okay, so giving, I should have 200. I do have 200, it's just not in cash. I will spend $100 this week, so I'll have $100 left. So let me just bring these over. So allowance was 60. And then household started with 120. Entertainment 50. Giving 200, right? I already had the 100 out. I don't know why this is confusing me so badly. Oh, because I had too much in the account to start with. Okay. I'm just gonna leave that one alone. I think I took this one out, but I really spent it on Sunday, and so it's messing me up. So it's fine. We know what's in there. And then craft supplies. This is probably the category I'm the most proud of because this is always the one that I am over and I have done really well. Unbudgeted, I've had 0. So overall, happy with the way things are. So in my gifting one, this is the money I took out for my daughter's pedicure, and there's 115 in here. So 20, 40, 60, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 115. I'm gonna just take this envelope with me because that will be for tomorrow. And then I'm gonna pull out the other 35 because I will need that for this one. So this will all go into my wallet. And that is it. Whew. Okay, I'm feeling good about September. Probably one of the best months I've had, even though I have been spending a lot of money. Fortunately, I also budgeted for that. So I didn't really think I was gonna spend all of it in the first month, but I am so happy with the way that the house is organized and clean, like deep clean. Now my husband is traveling for the next 30 days. So my budget for October is gonna look very different, but I do have 30 days to get everything done that I wanna do before he gets back. There was a comment on my last video, and I think it's so sweet. I haven't replied yet, but I'm going to today. When I spoke about the fact that on the home reno for the cart that I ordered for my office, we ordered 2, only 1 fit. I was gonna return the other one, and my husband was like, no, it'll be perfect for the garage. And so he kept it, put it together, and then realized we had no room in our garage for it, and told my daughter that she can have it for her storage center. So he did not take the money. He wouldn't take the money for that, and it was very sweet of him. His love language is definitely gifting. He loves to give people things, but he is so excited because he hates clutter. And when I told him I wanted to deep clean and take things out of the house and organize it. He was like, money's no object, like whatever it takes. So he is super excited to get home and have a clean and organized house, and that will make him happy. So that is a small price for him to pay to not see my shop stuff out on the kitchen table, because that's where I go to work, because I didn't have any workspace. So I just kind of wanted, it made me laugh because it was very sweet, but there was a motive for him as well, because he gets tired of seeing all of my stuff all over the house. So perfect solution for both of us. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please leave them below in the comments. I do look at the comments every couple of days. I try to every day, but sometimes the day gets away from me. But I do appreciate you all taking the time to watch the video as well as to comment. I hope you are doing well on your financial journey, and thank you for coming along on mine. Take care.